Is this when he was the artist formerly known as?
No, this actually is the album that he came out with and decided to change his name to that after this album.
Oh, okay.
Hello, welcome to Alphabet Suite, podcast for the Prince Songbook. There are hundreds of songs to choose from. You have chosen.
All right, here we go again. Alphabet Suite Podcast, episode number 7.
7.
And I say that because that's what we're talking about. It's not really episode 7.
Oh,
I don't know what
you got me counting. Really?
I'm not counting.
I
I'm just telling you. I'm Pat.
It was going in my brain. I'm Tim.
And I'm producer Aaron.
And we are going to be talking about the song 7. Even though it's not episode 7.
Number.
The number 7. This is the number 7. So, something producer Aaron pointed out is that this is the 14th track on his 14th album. This is the Symbol album,
Correct.
right? And this is the first time ever when this album came out, when the song came out, the first time ever. I don't know if you remember this. Go back, set the Wayback Machine. First time ever I had a favorite Prince song. And it was this. This was my first, and all the time I like Prince, this was my first favorite Prince song.
It's pretty fire.
Isn't that cool? It's an amazing song, and it took 14 albums before I finally said, that's the one.
Really?
Yep. Otherwise, because I like so much of his music.
Right.
I'm not saying this like,
It was like-
oh, it was all crap. I'm saying I liked all of it so much that I couldn't pick a favorite until this.
Why?
Not even 1999.
Nope. 1999, Let's Go Crazy. And there are Sign of the Times. There's a lot of songs that I just really, really, really liked from Prince.
That are still really, really, really popular.
Right. But this one hit, man. And I don't know if it was the harmonies that he did, because he did all the harmonies on there are him. I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, because I also heard to the contrary, but I heard that he did 7 different voices to create that harmony. But then I was watching, I think it was the Act 1 TV special. I don't know. He did something where he was showing the band and interviewing the band, and someone was saying, oh, there's like 20 tracks of him singing over it. But when it came out, I heard that he did 7 harmonies on there.
That would play in well with the music video.
Right, and that's how he does things. See, he was very like intentional. He didn't just say, I'm gonna do a song called 7, but I'm only gonna put out 3 harmonies or 20 harmonies. He would say, he was very meticulous. Everything was thought out and planned out. So I would tend to believe that there are only 7 harmonies on there and not 20 like they said on the thing. But yeah, amazing song.
Well, maybe he recorded possibly 21 different harmonies and just picked his 7
His
favorites
7.
to slide in there.
Well, I don't know if he would do that though, because he knew what he was looking for. He had something. He always, in his mind, he knew exactly what he was looking for. So he would, if he knew what he was gonna do, he would set it up ahead of time. I know I want 7 harmonies, and I'm gonna make them these 7 harmonies.
Or maybe he had to record more to find
To decide. Yeah,
exactly
it's
what
possible.
the 7 ones are.
Yeah, because
Very
you look
possible.
when he makes that's a CD all ready to go, and it's just like,
Says no.
nah, pull it,
Yeah,
do something different.
he does that all the time though.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
Someone
is
that apparently knows exactly what he wants is extremely meticulous in what he wants. He throws away a lot of things
he does.
or hides a lot of things.
Yeah, and he gets bored very quickly with it.
Probably
want
has
this.
ADHD.
Well, he definitely had something, because he could not focus long at all. In fact, another thing, I was watching an interview with the Revolution when they were doing the movie Purple Rain. They said they believe one of the reasons that album was like as great as it was and shot everything into superstardom for him was because he was doing the movie at the same time, and it forced him to focus on just the soundtrack for that movie for like a year. Because that soundtrack, that is not the soundtrack that he originally put together. He put songs on and took songs off, and then as he was shooting the movie, he'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, this song now came to mind," and like the Beautiful Ones was not part of the original soundtrack for Purple Rain. That was something that was written later. So it forced him to focus on making this soundtrack because he was making a movie and it had to blend and fit well. So
Interesting.
yeah, that's what they said.
Imagine if that would have been the case for him. I don't think we would have as much music.
Well, that's just it.
But like maybe
It might be. You think it might be better music,
no. I'm
or
Yes.
I'm thinking.
you think so?
I do, yeah.
I'm thinking that he'd probably have more number one hits, more Grammys, more this, more that.
Yeah,
Just
it's
Yeah,
possible.
for how much he put out, he didn't really get as much recognition as you would think
Right?
someone would.
Yeah.
When you have someone that puts out 2 albums and ends up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they're not even making rock and roll music.
Yeah. Well, he did do some rock and roll. I mean,
Well, I mean, sure. I'm just saying, as
rock was not. But it's funny because he considered himself a rocker too. He considered himself a rocker, a funk artist. He considered himself everything.
He could do anything.
He could, but yeah, you would think. I think part of it is I think Prince was his own worst enemy in certain areas.
Would have been cool to see him play with Bruno.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they would have really done well. I like Bruno.
I like Bruno Mars too.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's a true like funk rock artist, a throwback, So
I mean,
But-
he did that thing for the show.
the tribute,
Yeah.
Prince, yeah, and
That
he
was
did it
amazing.
quite well, yeah. So anyway, back to seven.
7.
Love that song. Absolutely love the song.
Which version's your favorite? Because he's got, what'd you say, 16?
18 versions.
18 different versions?
He's got 18 versions. And so I'm not a fan. I like the original. I like the one that came on the album.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of all the remixes that he did. I think this was at a time where it just was. We spoke about it before when Prince would do a remix thing back in the day. He'd do a single, and the single was like a lot of different songs. It wasn't just 18 different remixes of the same song, because who's gonna listen to all that?
Right.
It's
You talking like this super single?
yeah,
things?
the maxi single things. Yeah, when Prince first started doing maxi singles, you had like 5 different songs on there. Even if some of them were like some sort of like related in a sidestepping kind of way to the original song, it's still different enough.
The creamy instrumental.
Right, but it's still different enough from Cream that it's a different song.
Mhm.
Even though you can hear the cream, you can hear the cream in it. But with 7, it was just it's like he phoned it in, man. I'm not gonna play much different music. I'm gonna use the same vocal tracks. And he just put it together. It's like the same puzzle put together differently, instead of a different puzzle with some of the same pieces. It's like the same puzzle, and I'll just rearrange them or just remove a couple, or So I wasn't a fan of the remixes on this one at all. So there's like 18 total. 7 of them were unreleased, which we have. I'm going to say this loosely. We have those, and I've listened to them. However, I don't think they are what they say they are. because I found a single picture and it showed what these songs. It was an actual promo of these songs from Warner Brothers, and the times don't match up with the songs we got as opposed to what this promo is.
Right.
So I don't think what we have is actually what they say they are.
How far off are they though? Are we talking?
One of them's like by a minute and a half.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not like, oh, well, this one's 5 seconds longer, because that could have just been the way it got
The
cut.
mastering cut.
Yeah. No, one of them's off by like a minute and a half. You keep throwing your pen at me, man. Do I need to start wearing PPE when we shoot this?
You try to take it. I see that.
We have to start putting safety glasses on. And,
it falls to your feet, it's trying to stab your feet.
yeah, for now, you're trying to give me a sense of security, and then next thing you know, in the eye it goes.
The eye thing again, really.
Then I'll be bawling like a baby. So yeah, I don't think what we have is the real stuff.
I did not like Seven when I first heard it.
Can you kill his mic?
I could, but I'm not going to. This should go well.
Really?
Because it scared me.
It scared you? Did you listen to it in the dark with the headphones on?
No, I was thinking,
Did you play it backwards?
No, I look, I was thinking that's when I was like,
gonna eat your soul. Sorry, go ahead. I'm trying to think how Prince can scare you, but go on.
the meaning of the song.
Okay.
Okay, at that point is when I'm like trying to focus in on like God and that, and I didn't like the thought of dying.
Nobody likes the thought
And
of
I
dying.
didn't like the thought of like the end, and it just kind of
Scared you
it scared me.
to listen to it?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I really did like it. I said I didn't.
You
but
didn't like the meaning of
I
it?
didn't. Yeah, but now, man, it's one of my favorites. Yeah,
Is it?
It's a great it's a great song, especially with
My take?
Maite in it. Yeah.
Doing her little.
Oh man, that woman. Anyway.
So if you had 7 of her, you'd be happy?
Dude, I could have one of her and I'd be happy. I don't need 7. That's way too many. Look, I found. I
So you
listened.
don't want 5 my takes?
No.
Okay.
Well. I found one version
Of his? Or what?
of Prince's 7.
Okay.
Okay, he did live
Okay.
with "Come Together."
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You want to say something on that?
Oh, go for it, man.
Okay. Terrible. Terrible. You never, ever, ever, ever take the music away from 7 and then start doing that crap that was being done and then "Come Together." I hate that song. Worst song I ever.
Man.
Why would he do
Why
that?
are we friends?
I don't know, man, but damn, that sucked.
Opposites attract.
Hey, Paul
are you
Abdul.
attracted to me?
Paul Abdul. Hey, what's the song? The Prince song, Paula.
You.
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 It's the letter U.
It is a letter U, so
So-
it's going to be a long time coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
I
good.
was not a fan of that at all.
I love that version.
I'm sorry. It's
You really are.
terrible.
You really are sorry. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I don't care who sings "Come Together." It could be Prince. It could be Michael. It could be the Stones. It could be, I don't care who
New
you
Kids.
are. That no, not even the new. The song
iCarly?
sucks. I hate that. No, let's not do that. Poor iCarly. Man, something wrong with her
Maybe she needs to come together.
right now. So not a fan.
Can we at least agree that the meaning of that song is okay?
Come together. Or 7.
Come together.
No, I can't agree with you. I'm sorry.
You don't like living in love, peace, and harmony?
Yeah, but not like
He's
that.
been a virgin for 10 years. You think there's any love going on there?
Ain't no
There's no love. He hasn't had a peace. And
The meaning, yeah, it's good. Yeah,
So if you didn't like
But-
that, that's probably why 7 scared you, because reality might freak you out a little bit.
I think
don't know.
reality freaks everybody out a
Yeah.
little bit. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Right?
But I didn't like see a whole lot of big differences in a lot of the.
No. Now I will say there was a difference between the released mixes because they're all kind of takes on the same one, and then if you listen to the unreleased mixes, they like danced it up. It's like dance music. It's really, but they're all takes on the same.
That doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
It was not a good idea at all, which is
Probably
probably
7 and turn it disco.
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of dancing, I just had a vision in my mind. So off topic, real quick. I know we were at the parking lot the other day. We went to the grocery store, and we were in the parking lot. Me and Missy were coming out, and so our car is if you got the key fob with you, you can just hit the button on the handle and it'll unlock so you can open, right? That's the way new cars are. If it senses. Well, she had the key fob in her purse, and she was carrying grocery bags. So she was trying to get her purse because it was like way over here. It's got to be within like a foot or two of the door. It's really got to be close for the sensor to pick it up. So you can't do it. So she had her purse on this side of her, and the car on this side, and so she's like trying to like wiggle around and get the purse over by the door while she's trying to grab the handle. And I'm thinking this must have been what people were watching when they came up with twerking, because all I'm seeing is like butt wiggling. But if you want to learn a new dance, just go to a parking lot and watch people trying to get into their cars. It's like, oh, cracked me up.
Oh, that would have been a YouTube right there, man.
It would. I should have pulled my phone out and just video it, but I was too busy laughing. I couldn't. It was funny. So yeah. Anyway,
Did she think it was funny?
I don't know, but she just probably wondering why I was laughing so hard. So yeah, that's how they invent new dances. But anyway, so we really need to find out for sure with these other versions, because I'm not sure if they are correct. I know they're different versions than what we got, and they're labeled as these other versions. But when I saw the authentic promo thing, the times don't match up. They do on a couple, so I'm sure a couple are right,
Okay.
but not all of them. So we're gonna have to see if we can find. And it's gonna be hard to find these things, I'm sure. So if anyone has them, let us know. But now you go to covers and samples on this song. 13 different cover versions. 13 people did cover versions to this song. So let me pull up our handy dandy digital notebook.
Another show you used to have to watch.
Blues Clues. I love Blues Clues.
I like the second guy. I don't like the first weirdo, and this new guy they got. Oh my god!
Well,
You
You
like
shouldn't-
Joe more than Steve?
Yes,
You should
I
not
love
still be
Joe.
watching it. No, Steve.
Joe was
Steve was
awesome.
the OG, man.
No, Joe would have beat Steve up. I'm just saying.
That's because Joe is a violent sex offender.
Is he really?
No, I don't know.
Oh my!
You're just talking
Stop
about
that!
beating people up and
It's like me saying I like Jared from Subway. I mean, that would make me feel
no.
stupid.
Joe's a cool guy.
Yeah, I like Joe.
Yeah, they're all cool.
Well,
But you're talking about them beating. Oh, my dad can beat up your dad. I mean, why do you go instantly to violence?
why not?
So, when you look at all of these covers,
Hey, some of them are actually spelled.
some of them they did, and one of them actually spelled it. Oh,
With a 7. 7 even.
yeah, 7 even. The vast majority of these, did you listen to all these? No, you did not.
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
The
Dude,
vast,
I was on a limited time, man. I had like 12 hours to listen to all this.
There's a Prince tribute band.
there is.
Yes.
And there's like 3 or 4 that are acoustic, which they're great. The vast majority of these actually are like you can tell they sampled the music. They didn't like play it all themselves, But so the vast majority of them are good, and they're just takeoffs on. There are, however, a few of these where they are way different than the original. For instance, there's one right there by Erland Ropstead. This is, I mean, you want to talk about a different take on Seven. This is like way different than anything you're ever going to hear.
Oh my!
And it's on an album that has a kind of a little history to it too. So there was a producer, not producer Aaron, but there's a producer in Sweden.
Nobody's as good as our producer.
I'm not saying he's as good. I'm just saying there are other
I bet you
producers.
he could beat the other producer up.
I bet he could beat him up. He was a huge Prince fan. And he wanted to celebrate Prince. So he made this 5-disc set.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of music. And each disc had, I want to say, it was like 15, 16 songs on it. So you're talking probably close to 100 songs. Took all these different Swedish artists and let them pick the song they wanted and do the version they wanted. And he was just stoked. It was called Shockadelica, the album. It's his 50th anniversary tribute to the artist known as Prince. He was so hyped about it. He thought he was doing something cool.
Sounds cool to me.
Right? I'm thinking that is just amazing. These artists all just put in their time. If I remember it, they didn't even get paid. It was just, and it was a limited edition. I think he made like 3,000 of them. Didn't even make a lot of sets. It wasn't about the money. Everything was just, so he sent a set to Prince saying, hey, dude, we just want you to know you have this kind of support here. We love you. We think your music's great. Here's our tribute to you. What's he get back? A cease and desist. You will just stop selling those albums right now and destroy all copies. From Prince's attorneys. I'm like, what a dick move.
Did this reach Prince though?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad move on Prince's part. I'm saying whoever did this, it just...
Crap.
It's not like these guys were selling 100,000 copies and becoming millionaires off of Prince's music.
Right.
They made like 3,000 copies.
Well, and it's people from Sweden.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest kind of music in Sweden is metal.
So, I mean, it was just and so I'm sure some of these were metal artists. I don't know them because I don't know Swedish artists. But I thought, wow, that is just the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, that's badass.
Right?
And then lawyers wanted a lawyer.
Right.
Be a dick.
Right. Like, what the heck, man? So,
Let's promote the hell out of Shockadelica. If you can find it, burn
Yeah.
it, and just send it everywhere.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a copy of it. So, if anyone's looking for music, hit me up.
Put them lawyers where they belong.
Yeah. Behind bars. That's where they belong.
Most of them,
Most,
yeah.
yeah, most of them ain't nothing but criminals.
They're all
so.
criminals. I mean, there are good ones. Don't get me wrong. It's just like any other field. You got jerks and you got good. People are people. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. People are people.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a cool story, man. So if you see Shockadelica 50th anniversary, man, share it. Get it out. I'm not saying all the music is great because this Erland Ropstead, I would not listen to this other than it was...
Yeah, but that's the idea.
other than it was... Yeah, it's definitely different, man. So... But yeah, other than that, I mean...
I'm kind of curious about the Molotov cocktail piano.
So that one, the Molotov Cocktail Piano, is a guy who does all this tributes to numerous artists. He does tribute albums to everybody. But when I listen to it, every time I hear it, all I see is Peanuts. You know, it sounds like you're listening to Charlie Brown music. The way he plays his piano, he's very Charlie Brownish. You know, I keep hearing.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. The other one that is really kind of weird is there's a jazz tribute. It's called Sexy, Kinky, Jazzy, Smooth. It's a tribute to Prince. And Solomon Burke Jr. does this like semi-comedic, like an old 50s jazz lounge kind of, it's kind of funny because he's singing, in a jazzy kind of, and he gets to the end and he starts like mocking other Prince songs in there. It's kind of a semi, yeah, it's something. Yeah.
I gotta hear that one.
Yeah, you need to do your homework, man. You should be coming in here prepped and ready to go.
1.5 songs, 12 hours. Do it.
So, and then
On it.
there was only a couple people that sampled it.
TV track.
TV track. What are you looking at?
Fourth one down in yellow, man.
Yeah, that's one of the tracks. The ones in yellow, right there, are the ones that I have, but I don't think are correct. They're labeled like that. That's what they call them
TV track.
on the bootleg I have.
Okay.
But those, when you see the times that those are that they run, and then you see the promo that actually has the real track, half the times don't match up. And like I said, if it was by like 5 seconds or so, I'm okay.
Right.
But one of them's like a minute and a half off.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that. And then some of these, they're the exact same time. So I think it's the exact same song that someone just labeled. I'm not even kidding you. When you listen to it. So anyway, but when you look at the samples, this is the first song that in our list, and there may be more, where Prince actually sampled someone else for his song, which I did not know. So there was a group called Lowell Fusion or Folsom, Fusion, like nuclear fusion. Lowell Folsom that did a song called Tramp. Now I don't know if Prince really ripped it off, but the beat is the same. The riff, the guitar riff, it is exactly the same as Tramp. And there's another song on his album called Pico, which is basically just the instrumental version of Tramp. So, but those two were from the 60s. Whether Prince sampled it or not, it's exactly the same. So I included it in here. I mean, that the guitar in 7 is kind of a unique little riff. So oh, did you just bop yourself?
Yeah, no, with my hand, man. That's fudge. This thing be attacking me. Hey,
I'm just trying to help.
So, anywhere on like, does it say that like he?
I could not find anywhere where like Prince credited Lowell Folsom. No, I didn't read the liner notes in the album. I probably should have, but I'd have to go pull out. I digitized all my music, so all my CDs are packed away. But I think for this, I'm going to start pulling them out and start checking some things,
Right.
just to have more
Could just be
information.
coincidental.
It could, but 7 has such a unique riff. So I don't know. It's I put it on here just because I to me it's close enough where I think if I was a judge and heard it in court, I would say, yeah, you sampled it. That's how close it is to me. Now, there's 2 people that sampled this song. There's one from Shad, which is a rapper, and it's that song is mediocre for a rap song. It sounds like it would be from like early 80s, like original music, but it was from the 2000s, I think. But it's just that I don't want to say poor quality of producing and mixing, but yeah, it's weird. However, there's this one done by the Hood Internet. Where that name comes from, I don't know, but there's this guy on YouTube, and it's the Hood Internet. He takes songs, mixes them together from a year. So like this came out in 92. So the song is called 60 Songs from 1992 remixed into 3.5 minutes. That's the name of the song. And the way he mixes these songs, it's amazing. It just is amazing. You really got to listen close because the 7 snippet is blended into the background because he'll overlay like 3 or 4 songs while still adding lyrics from other songs, and it's really hard to pull it out if you don't know what you're looking for. But just the way this guy does his stuff, way cool, man. So if you ever want to look up some cool stuff on YouTube, Look up the Hood Internet. He starts in like 84. I think it's like from 84 to 2004. It's like 30 years he did. And he, yeah, it is some cool stuff. And he does videos for every one of them, for every one of his songs, where he blends the music videos together too. Way cool.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I thought it was. That's my favorites from this whole thing. Most of them, when you look it up, most of them are. Oh, and then there's the Jabberwocks from Brown University. They did an a cappella of 7.
Really?
It's not as bad as you think. It's not as good as you hoped.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did really well, but I personally I'm not a acapella arranger, but I think they probably could have done some things different that made it better. I don't know what. It's not my forte, so I don't want to armchair quarterback from that, but yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So would you be like a Terry Bradshaw?
A fat, bald, old white guy? That is me.
Armchair quarterback.
No, I'm not any kind of quarterback.
So you're not one.
I'm more of a 6'8" back.
Who and a what? The hell did he say? Would you call me something or what?
I said I'm more of a 6'8" back.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
so what do you got to say? I know I talked because this was my favorite song. That's why I kind of jumped in.
I don't know what this is. It's just that's what it.
13-7.
Is that what it? The name of it? It's like the remix thing or whatever. Are we on this? What song we on? The 7, right?
I don't see any.
Yeah, and not on here. Flip it out of here.
Flip it out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's a 13th song. Even though it's the 14th track, it's a 13th.
No,
song?
it was it's a remix thing. Go to why are you on this? Oh, you can probably find it here.
Or am I going up or down?
I don't know. Go to the songs.
Go to the songs.
Yeah,
And then go to the songs.
in the file.
There.
Yeah, look for it. It's right.
There.
Is that it? Does it say 13.7 there?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I listened to this.
Okay.
Have you listened to that?
Yes.
Okay.
I know exactly what that is. It's a lot of Maite talking.
It's a lot of guys there talking.
A lot of guys are talking.
Yes.
Oh, so
And
this
Tony's in there talking. I heard
is-
him.
Tony is in there talking. So that he did that Act 1 TV special
Okay.
back in 90, right when this was coming out. He teamed up with ABC and did that televised concert special and called it Act 1.
Right.
And so they were interviewing the band members about some of the songs and all that.
Okay.
And they were playing. So because technically they were playing the song while they were talking, I kind of added it because it's a version of the song. It's a released version of the song. So yes, there are people talking. There are versions of the song that have people like almost like they're being interviewed.
Okay. So that was actually done on purpose.
Correct.
Oh, I thought you had a bad version of that song, and I was like, "Is this a YouTuber talking about what?"
No, that was from that. There should have been a couple of them.
I wish they would have just be quiet. I turned it off. I couldn't listen to the whole thing. He was bugging me.
Because of Tony. Tony was
No, the first guy, man.
I don't even know who the first guy was. I'd
I
have
don't
to
know
go back
neither,
and watch
but-
the special again. But
Yeah, I turned it off right there. It was like first guy, then there was another one, and then I heard Tony, and I was like, "Oh Lord!" At that point, I knew.
It just kept getting worse. That's what it
just
Look, it reminded me of like this one black guy YouTuber. Okay, I can't think of his name. He's funny, but he was doing a YouTube video about different music, and one of them was Nirvana. Okay, and I forget what the song was, but he would talk as like
As the
the
song's
video
playing.
was going, and all of a sudden he did what? You know, and this is what this reminded me of when this guy came out. I'm like, dude, you got a bad copy of this song. It's like, yeah. But once I
Kinda
heard
like Mr.
Tony, I
Science
knew.
Theater.
Who in the way?
Yeah, you wouldn't know,
Okay.
but that's okay.
All right. Is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
No.
You don't know MST3K?
MST3K, he has no idea.
Oh man.
In a who and a what? What is this?
We'll talk about it.
Anyway, I'm done.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing else to say. Great song.
I'm surprised you didn't know.
No, what?
He's very sheltered.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Sheltered of what?
Life.
Well, you know
Or he's
what?
just been trapped in the hood for too long.
Yeah, could be. You probably live next door to Tony and don't even realize it.
Apparently his neighbors are Mexican. He just said that in
Oh,
previous
yeah, that's right. You have Mexican neighbors. Are we done?
I'm done.
So I think 3 thumbs up for 7. Right?
5 stars.
If you're going to use all your
You-
stars
you
right
can
now,
u- I don't care.
I'm going to use all mine. I would give 7 5-stars in a heartbeat.
Okay.
So
But you're using
the
what?
original,
Fingers? Would you say 3 what?
everything they get. This song can whatever.
2 winks?
2 winks and a nod, 2 nickels and a dime. I'm good with it. He gets it all. 5 women. So, Bria Valente, Maite. I'm throwing it all in.
United for West Compton, watching a kung
Yeah.
fu movie.
Yep.
Hey, you see what we got coming up next?
No, I don't. But anyway, so
Wait till you see. It's fun.
we're gonna knock this one out now.
Yeah.
So, till next time, peace.
Peace.